Good morning, Tarkov. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good evening. Hello, everybody. This is going to be for mostly the VOD viewers after the fact. This is a live little morning show that I've been putting on for 2 weeks now. This is the 14th episode, so we're actually going to go ahead and do a little bit of a retrospective today on the month of April, and then we're going to be talking about what is coming for us in Escape from Tarkov for the month of May. Again, since this is mostly for the VOD people, if you check the description and you check the top comment in the comment section, there's going to be some timestamps down there so that you can get to the spicy bits of today's cast. So it'll be the intro, it'll be the topic for today, because usually what I do is I pick a topic for today and then I kind of do a little bit of a spiel on that for a few minutes just to get everyone's mind moving. And then we get to a bit of a Q&A, and most of the time it's just about what we talk about in today's topic, but then generally speaking, at least towards the end, it just goes into just a general Q&A, and we're just talking Tarkov at that point. Goes for about an hour every morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern United States time, and let's get started for today. How's everyone doing? How you doing, So What? How you doing, Hugo? What's up, Theft? Hey, Abner. Morning gamers indeed, Bojangles. I like your chicken very much. Yeah, guys, so we got the... Oh, I forgot to update the Nightbot, actually. Nightbot, we're going to add guns, because people kept asking about guns. Nightbot. And if you guys are interested in all the coming guns for Escape from Tarkov, you can check out my future gun video that I just did super recently over on the channel... Boop, 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 boop. I don't need to say over because we're not on Twitch. We're on YouTube. You're in the same place. All right, you might hear me talking double here in a second. Oh, that's not it. You may, in fact, hear me talking double. Let's go. I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to get the link for my gun video. Boop, boop, boop. Over here. I'll go ahead and link it in the chat, too, while I'm here. Future weapons. Yeah, lots of people were asking about guns, so we're going to... Here's that video, by the way, guys. If you guys are interested, that's the gun video, and I'm going to add it to Nightbot right now. Custom commands. Future. Guns. All right, let's get the cooldown for that to be like 30 seconds. Should be good. All right, there should be a new command for Nightbot now for the guns. I forgot to add that yesterday. All right, how's everyone doing? Morning, Alexander. Morning, Jan. You are the beast. I'm the bee's knees. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about April. So while we're waiting for people to come in, though, we're gonna just wait for the numbers to go up a little bit. We can just chit chat a little bit. Happy May, everybody. So, no. Walks know what? It is May, by the way. Morning, Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, hello. Hey, oh, also, by the way, guys, I'm doing the super low latency thing today. So, let's test something real quick. I'm going to ask you to put a 1 in chat. 1 in chat. If you can hear me right now, as quickly as possible. 1 in chat. 1 in chat. Oh, maybe it's not that quick, or maybe people weren't ready. Oh, I don't know. All right, now stop. I see it. All right, maybe the super low latency isn't that super low latency. We'll see. All right. Now that everyone's here, we'll see. Put a 2 in chat. 2 in chat. Okay, I think Wox is messing with me, though. Okay, no, that's pretty quick. Okay, I see. All right. I put it into the super low latency thing, so hopefully we can communicate a little bit quicker, but we'll see. Try again with it. Yeah, I did. We're good. It's I think it's a little quicker than what we had before, but I don't know. Maybe the setting didn't save or something, because it does seem about the same. It's all good. Rip Joe Rogan. Yeah, good meme. I don't know, when did that start? I mean, that's a few weeks old now, bud. Hey, Kaori? How do you say that name? I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, no, it's still pretty quick. It's still quick. Hello from Germany. Hello from the United States. Thanks, Teppo. How's life? Same old, same old. Great morning in Tarkov. If you guys haven't heard, I have a very special someone working on some background art. So usually during these shows, I have this slideshow here going, and which, by the way, guys, if you have some cool screenshots or if you have some cool artwork or anything that you want to show on stream, go over to my Twitter at @a_niceguy and literally just at me and put your picture or whatever, as long as it's appropriate for stream, in that tweet, and I'll add it to the playlist, or I'll add it to the slideshow. So as long as it's appropriate for the stream, I'll go ahead and add it in there. So again, at @a_niceguy over on Twitter. And if you wouldn't mind dropping me a follow while you're over there too, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. That would be cute. Yeah, guys. So the gun one should be in there. Someone try ! future guns and see what pops up. I got a mental alarm for this now. I can't sleep in anymore. Okay. Thanks, Core Boss. No need to do that. Make sure you leave time for your yourself there. All right, only one though. Only one. Once you see one person do it, chill. Unless did it not save? Maybe it didn't save. Hey, there we go. Nope, it saved. Good. Cool. All right, yeah. So we got the future gun video there. And all right, the numbers are going up a little bit. So we can get to today's topic a bit. Yeah, so we've got a interesting month ahead of us here. So there's nothing specifically new that I can say other than just soon TM. But also there's going to be a video a little bit later today where I explain some stuff. But I'll get into that a little bit here today. We'll get into that a little bit here today. I'll turn the music down a little bit. So there's been a lot of talk about tournaments, and the reason why tournaments are going to be talked about, or the reason why tournaments are important, or dates of tournaments are important for Escape from Tarkov, is because they need to make sense if they're not on private servers, which a couple of these are not on private servers. So people are going to need gear in order to do those tournaments, and there's some coming up in June. And according to Pest over there on apparently on his stream, I was told, so this was from a friend of a friend. Apologies, Pest, if this didn't happen, but friend of a friend said that Pest was trying to get some cool stuff happening for Punisher 4. If you guys are looking for info on Punisher 3, by the way, it was really cool, so we can get some links going for Punisher 3 if you guys want to check that out, because he's setting up really, really cool tournaments with the Punisher series stuff. So yeah, so Punisher 4, and I don't think there was a date for it specifically, but he was trying to do something. Actually, no, I think there was a date in June. Worst case, it would have been July. And according to him, this was denied. Some of the cool stuff, which involved playing on the new factory. So either factory is so far away, either 12.11 is so far away that it's going to be in July or August at this point, or it's going to be this month. And, you know, take it for what you will, guys. I'm feeling like it's going to be this month. Some stuff that goes behind that is that their current plan is to have content updates, and this isn't necessarily like a huge patch. I understand that, but they do want these content updates every month, and it's been exactly a month since we've seen 12.10. So March 30th is when we got 12.10. So that's with the that's with the thermal updates. That's with our couple new 9mm guns there. And that was with the Steam audio coming back into the game, as well as a bunch of general fixes and stuff like that. I can put the patch notes back up if you guys want, but I'm assuming you're already on top of that because it's been a month. So 12.11, if you guys need the skinny on 12.11, I did a video on that recently, just a few days ago. And so far what we know about that is that it's going to be the factory expansion along with the boss. There's going to be a bunch of cool stuff coming with that, including obviously the expansion, so it could at least double the size of factory. It's going to significantly increase the size of factory. We're going to get new extracts. There's going to be all that good stuff, including the boss. So that's going to be really cool. And then also Scav Karma. Scav Karma is going to be huge. It's going to be a big change to how scavs work and how you interact with each other as a scav. And again, PMC Karma is not coming yet, but it is planned, but it is not coming with 12.11. It's just soon TM because they're still trying to figure out the nooks and crannies and seeing what's going to be what's what with PMC Karma. And again, with Scav Karma and Karma in general, I have a bunch of videos on those that you can check out. You can even do ! Karma if you want to check that out. how's the boss's hammer gonna work? So it's just, yeah, there's a bit of an explanation to that. He's probably gonna be stemmed up or something like that. So along with 12.11, I did get confirmation that 12.10.x, which was going to be the middle patch where we would get, where we were supposed to get the upgrade to Unity 19 is
microwave.
Thanks, Jack Donovan. Oh, is it just a little emote there? That's cute. We got a cat over there. Okay, guys, leave the donos for after the little bit of an intro here. Appreciate it though, Jack Donovan. Thanks for the shout out there with the $3. But yeah, so Unity 19, which was supposed to be interesting. I have a video specifically on Unity 19. There's going to be some interesting things that come to graphics, that come to stability, and then also volumetric fog, I believe, was the specific one that stuck out for the Unity 19 upgrade. And we all know how much of a bitch that fog can be in a Tarkov. So hopefully that gets spiced up a little bit, not spiced up, but gets fixed up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to navigate with the fog there. With the Unity 19 upgrade, and that is coming with 12.11. That's not pushed after 12.11. There is no more 12.10.x patch. It is just 12.11. So generally speaking, in 12.11, we're going to be getting, again, the factory expansion with the boss, Scav Karma, the scars, both of the scars, the Scar H and L, and then also the CMMG Mutant, which I know we were talking about that yesterday, and it can in fact be full auto. I don't know if Jack's in chat. But the CMMG Mark 47 Mutant, which is basically an AR that takes AK mags and shoots 7.62 by 39, that can be full auto. So we're gonna have to see if they add the full auto or the semi-auto version into Escape from Tarkov. That's gonna be in 12.11, and then also what's the other thing? Oh, the scope rework. We're also getting the scope rework, and Victory Day is coming up. So if anyone that understands, there is a holiday in Russia called Victory Day. It has something to do with World War II and the Soviets back in World War II, and just victory in Europe or victory in Berlin, or them taking Berlin, things like that. And last year we got the PPSH. Just last year we got the PPSH as a surprise for Victory Day. So the SVT was a semi-automatic. Let me just see if I'll pull up a picture of the SVT if you guys don't know what that is. The SVT is a semi-automatic rifle. I believe they mostly use it as a marksman rifle because you could put like a PSO on it, like the Mosin, or sorry, it would be a PSU scope from the Mosin on it as well. And it was chambered in the same round as the Mosin, 7.62 by 54R. So it's basically a semi-auto Mosin, and it's gonna basically be a baby SVD. Let me see if I can get some shots of it if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here. So that is going to be that's going to be a very powerful weapon. I have a massive glare here, so you know what I'll just do? Let me just fucking Google it. I know I have this in my folder somewhere, but let me just Google. So it's basically going to be a baby SVD. We can pull up some stuff here for it. See if I can find one with a scope on it, though. Boop, boop, boop. And my theory is that this might be. If they were going to surprise us with a weapon, I think it's going to be this year. We'll see what happens with it, though. Maybe we'll get nothing. Maybe they'll even do nothing for Victory Day. But because they did the surprise PPSH last year, and that was a World War II weapon, or at least it was used in World War II, I think we might see something similar with the SVT as a surprise. But again, like I said, just a theory. SVT rifle with scope. But that's my theory on that. Okay, we got that here. And we could pull over to this. Yeah, so this is the SVT. So that's my theory. That's my thought. I think we might be getting something like this. That's even with a modern one. Damn, that's with a modern scope there. So again, this is 7.62 by 54R. So it's going to be a baby. It's like a baby SVD. That's gonna, in fact, is that an SVD mag? Oh, you know what? I think this is a toy. I think this one's a toy specifically. That looked like. I think that's like plastic. That doesn't look real. Yeah, that's not real. So this one specifically is a toy. So don't mind the magazine on that one. This one looks real. That one looks real. I don't know why they would fake that one. So this one's real. So it might have its own magazine over there. Maybe it can use SVD mags. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it more. But that's the setup there. At the bare minimum, I'm thinking we're going to get something like this. Maybe we can't put a scope on it, but we are going to get a semi-auto, basically Mosin, or like a baby SVD. At some point, because it is planned. But whether they do it as a surprise weapon on Victory Day or not, I'm not actually sure. So yeah, that's coming up in May. The Victory Day, at least. I don't know if we're getting the SVT. So that's my theory on it. I think they might surprise us with the SVT because it makes sense, but we'll see. That's coming up in about a week or two. Another thing with May is that, again, with 12.11, I think it makes sense to be a wipe. So here we go with the wipe talk as usual. So if you guys need to know anything about the wipe, check out my 12.11 video. Check out exclamation point wipe, and you'll hear everything about that. If you want to discuss why wipes happen, I have videos on that as well. And if you do want to get into that in the chit chat and the Q&A today, we can also do that. But generally speaking, if you are super worried about the wipe, or if you don't want to get involved, or if you don't want the game to wipe anymore, you can wait, because the current plan for Escape from Tarkov at launch, which is still a couple years away, is to have persistent servers and non-persistent servers. So there will be a part of the game that you can play, and it will never wipe again, and then there will be part of the game that you can play, and it will wipe periodically, whether it's 3 months, 5 months, or somewhere in between, anything like that. They are going to have things that you can save your progress. They're going to have a system where you can save your progress and a system where you don't save your progress, and 2 accounts for both. You'll have a USEC and a bear for the saved progress, i.e. the persistent servers that don't wipe, and then you're going to have a bear, or you're going to have access to a bear and a USEC for the non-persistent servers, i.e. the ones that do wipe periodically. So that's the current plan with that stuff. And no date, no specific, special inside info or whatever. It just makes sense. So if you want the full spiel on that, you can check out my video on 12.11. And again, because it is their current goal to have content patches about every month or so, we are exactly 1 month away from 12.10. So anytime now, any day now, we could theoretically, if they're sticking to their goal, see a 12.11 patch. However, do I think it's going to be tomorrow? No. Do I think it's going to be this week? No. Do I think it's going to be next week? Possibly, depending on what happens with this week. So the current timeline, or the current idea with the timeline, is that if we hear some news about a podcast from BSG, that's when you start to get excited. So if they say something about a Tarkov TV next week, or if they say something about some kind of special video or anything like that official from BSG, which of course if you're paying attention to this channel, you'll hear from me specifically as well as soon as possible. Once we do get that information, that's when you start to get excited, because if they have that live stream, or if they have that unique video, or if they have something like that official coming from the studio, then that means they're very likely to say something, if not announce straight up 12.11 being soon, or a date for it, or something like that. So again, do I think it's going to be tomorrow? Nope. Do I think it's going to be this week? Probably not. But could it happen next week? It could, depending on what happens this week. So we're going to keep an eye out for any kind of official news from BSG regarding like a podcast or anything like that, because it does make sense. It is starting to make sense for it to be, in the coming days, in the coming weeks at least, stuff like that. Everything points to it just making sense. So yeah. All right, that was a little bit of a spiel today that we had for today. That was April and what I think is coming up with May. So let's discuss. We'll put the slideshow back up. How's everyone doing? Put the music up just a little bit as well. Again, guys, with the chat Q&A here, make sure you guys are using, and Hugo is already on top of it, make sure you guys are using @NiceGuySpaceTarkov, because it pops up as a bright orange for me. I'll show you again real quick here. If you see Hugo here, I gotta scroll, gotta bring this up. Oh, can't bring it up. If you see Hugo here, @NiceGuySpaceTarkov, it pops up as a bright orange for me. I don't know if anyone else used it. Yeah, so Corboss used it up here too as well. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want to chat about anything specific, make sure you're using @NiceGuySpaceTarkov, and it'll pop up for me. Much easier than just everyone in the chit chat. Wouldn't they need to wipe for Unity 19? I don't think they would, because their plan was 12.10.x to do it, and they wouldn't wipe on, at least I wouldn't think that they would wipe on that kind of a patch. If it's going to be like a point, like a double point, I don't even know what the proper word for that is, but like having that be past a 2-digit patch, like a 2-digit number for that, I don't think they've ever done that, because that's more of like a middle way, or like a middle area. However, now that you say that, I guess that would make sense if they did. So basically, I wouldn't be surprised if they said that they needed to wipe for Unity 19. But I feel like because that was the plan, I feel like they were going to not wipe for it, but we'll see. But now that it is pushed into 12.11, that is pushing my theory heavily that 12.11 is going to be a wipe. That if anything, that in fact, in my mind, and again, this isn't from BSG, excuse me. This isn't from Nikita. This is personally just from me. So if you get angry about this and you want to yell at anybody if this doesn't end up happening, yell at me. But if anything, that kind of confirms that 12.11, at least in my mind, that 12.11 is going to be a wipe. And if it's not, that's going to be really disappointing, and it's going to completely reshape how I think about the game and how I think about the development process, because it's going to be a long time. It's been the economy's been really weird this wipe, and we really need one right now, BSG. So if anyone there is listening, I'm sure you've heard it enough already, but it's sorry for those that don't want the wipe right now, but the community as a whole, we need it, and the wipe needs to happen with this one. So I think it makes sense for 12.11 to be a wipe anyway, because with Scav Karma and with the factory expansion just in general, along with the timing. So if you want to hear more about that, you can check out my 12.11 video. When you were talking about the PPSH, I think you forgot to mention, wasn't there a World War II 45? Oh, right, we did get the two-time champion as well. We did get the 1911 with that as well. So maybe we'll get another pistol or something too. There's not really a format for that. That was the first time they did something like that with the PPSH last year. We also got the 1911 with it, so that was cool. But we also saw artwork of the 1911 and the PPSH before that happened, and we haven't seen anything on the SVT. So either they're going to surprise us even better this year, or it's not happening. We'll see. But my theory is that they'll do something cool with that, because they did it last year. There's no reason for them not to do it this year, because it was a big showpiece last year. So we'll see what happens. I think it's May 12th. I think May 12th is the date to keep in mind. Let's look that up, actually. Russia Victory Day. Russia Victory Day. May 9th. It's May 9th. Okay. So May 9th is the day that we want to pay attention to, because we could be seeing that SVT. We could be. If you have questions, at Nice Guy Space Tarkov, Alexander, you've earned this. We can talk later. If Alexander, if you're on Discord, DM me. But you've earned this, buddy. You've been here every day answering questions. Welcome to the mod, Mr. Alexander. I've seen you here every day. So DM me, join the Discord and DM me, and we can chit chat. Because you've put in the work. You've been here literally every day answering questions and shit. So now Jack has a buddy if Jack's here. When you were talking about the PPSH, I think you forgot. Okay, yeah, we got that. Are there any new weapons that you know of, looking forward to? The Scar and the G36 for sure. Both Scars are coming with the next patch. And then, also the Mark 47 Mutant is going to be cool. Oh, Jack is here too. Yeah, Alexander, you're a mod now. Or at least you should be. A question about yesterday's topic. Do you think the influx of players who have no idea what Tarkov is from the Dropocalypse being a blessing or a curse? A blessing, because it gave BSG a hell of a lot more money and it allowed them to expand the office. And although that will add a little bit of a delay, it will start to catch up eventually, and they'll be able to work through it. So I think it was not necessarily a blessing, but it was a very good thing that it happened. It was a very good thing that it got as popular as it is, because I love this game, and having it be popular gives money to the studio and allows them to get stuff done more, theoretically more properly, because they're going to be able to hire more people and get better people in general as well. So yeah, should be cool. Should be cool in the end. Will persistent and wiped accounts play in different lobbies? Yes, you can't. They won't mix. What are your hopes for the factory expansion and boss? Hopes would be that they are going to mess with the extracts. So I hope the extracts are a bit more interesting than a double room that is super easy to camp. But we'll end up seeing what happens with that. Would be really cool if there's a bit of an underground going on, a little bit more of the underground, because factory is kind of known for those cool little underground areas. So it'd be interesting if they do something more. If they do something more with that, especially since it's going to be connected to labs eventually. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. So how is the entrance to labs going to look? How is it going to be affected by the scav boss? And just generally speaking, like, how much bigger are they going to make the map? Is there going to be an outdoor area? We have not seen anything about the factory expansion yet, so I'm I'm just excited for a new landscape at all. If there was anything at the top of my priority list for something to get me back into the game, it would be landscape. It would be a location, because I've been playing the same locations for. I mean, we've had expansions. We haven't had a new map since Reserve, and we know every inch of Reserve. We know every pixel of Reserve now. So new locations would be very good. Something new to do, something new to explore. So expansions aren't new maps, I get that, but hey, it's something new to explore, something new to do. What are your hopes for the... I already got that. Do you think desync is becoming a problem? It's not becoming a problem. I mean, it's always been a problem because the game engine is having to make too many decisions such as pen damage and ricochet. That's always been the plan, and they have to figure out a way to work through that, because that's just part of the game. So once they actually get everything done, once they have all the calibers in the game, and once they have all the features revolving around ballistics in the game and armor and stuff like that, they'll start to hit that stuff harder. But desync is going to be a problem until we start seeing a more final product here. And it's not necessarily like it's not a problem to them, because it is. It's just there's different priorities and different ways you have to go about developing it right now. You think that the fact of the economy being wrecked, they justify the early-ish wipe? So, Neo, I don't know how recent you are to the Escape from Tarkov community, but 3 to 5 month wipes was a pretty regular occurrence before the last couple of them. So for some reason or another, whether it be the people that say that they want the longer wipes or they're not ready for a wipe or whatever, more recently, and this more recently being the last year or so, made them go to these 7 and 9 month wipes. But especially with how the economy worked out this time around, the game in general, the most, it's my theory or my opinion, whatever you guys want. If you want to disagree with me, go for it. Just don't be toxic about it. In my opinion, the core, like the real heart of the community, needs a wipe right now. Like if like the core people that are really enjoy the game, that are here every single wipe, that live the game, that live and love the game, want a wipe right now. And I get that that's not going to be everyone that's in that category, but it's my theory or it's my idea that that's a thing right now. So it's just generally speaking, the people that really love Escape from Tarkov, the true super fans of Escape from Tarkov, not even the super fans, just the general fans of Escape from Tarkov, want a wipe right now. So that's it. Like that's my theory with that. And it just makes sense. The content makes sense and the timing makes sense too. And given everything that happened with the economy this past wipe. When do you think that we'll get the special thermal shotgun? I think we are getting in 12.11. I fucked up with my 12.11 video where I put it in text, but I accidentally deleted the audio that said the shotgun, and I didn't catch it when I was checking the edit. So I had the artwork in there, and I said how the shotgun was going to be in there, but I accidentally got rid of the audio. Oops. So that shotgun should be coming with 12.11. How do you know if they're going to add runaway guns when they add belt-fed weapons? Runaway guns like the trigger locks or something like that? I don't actually know too much about that. I don't know what causes that, if that's a heat thing or if that's a malfunction thing or whatnot. And I also haven't heard anything from BSG about that. So that would be an as realistic as playable thing. And if they want to end up doing that, I hope they don't do it with too big of a belt, because people are going to be fucking pissed if they end up wasting a bunch of... Imagine someone does a fucking belt of 995 and a saw and they lose like all of it because the trigger's stuck. Oh, that would be a new welcome to Tarkov moment right there, bud. That would suck. So we'll see. Do you think at some point they will add more 338 Lapua guns? I don't think I know. They're going to be adding more. They're going to be adding more 338 Lapua. They're going to be adding 308 Winchester, 300 Winchester, 6.8 Shy-Tac, stuff like that. All that stuff's planned. Check out my future gun video. Are we ever going to have higher field of view? 70 obviously isn't realistic. Actually, no. There's something they've talked about that a lot in the past, and it's something to do with the artwork and how it makes the gun look stupid when you get a more... So the field of view, I understand that. What is it? Is it like 120 degrees? What is it? Any fucking doctors in the fucking chat today? What is it? Is it normal human? Is that 120 degrees? I could be wrong. The field of view, yes, I get that 70 isn't realistic, but what it makes the world around you look like and what it makes the guns and stuff in game, what it makes it look like, doesn't make sense to them, and it's not realistic to them. Is it 180? Bruh, no. No, I mean like specifically. I don't mean peripherals. I mean specifically like. I guess obviously it would have to be peripherals too. What the fuck am I saying? I don't know. Is it 180? Is it more than 180? I don't even know. Listen, guys, you're not here for my scientific knowledge. You're not here for my biology, for my anatomy lesson or whatever. 135 is the average human view. So yeah, so we'll figure that out. Yeah, so like you're not here for my biology lessons. We're here for Tarkov. I don't actually know what it is. But yeah, so the 70 field of view is not realistic just as a field of view, but what it ends up doing when you do more than that is it warps the gun and it warps all that stuff around that. So I get it, guys, when you look from side to side, that's 180, but I literally mean just at any given moment. You know what I mean? It's 160 to 180. Oh, okay. All right, so we'll go with that. Are we going to... I'll get that. BSG going to do something about single-fire weapon initial kick versus full auto meta? That's a hell of a lot of balance stuff, and I haven't heard them specifically talk about that. But that sounds like a great question that would be involved with my favorite topic, the armor hitboxes. So, you know, depending on how that single-fire weapon works out, you might be able to get those you might be able to attack those specific danger areas or those open... What's the word I'm looking for? Weak spots in those armor hitboxes once they end up showing up. So that might be part of their thought process with that. Bitcoin prices ruined this wipe. Not necessarily. There was a lot that ruined this wipe, but it definitely didn't help. I'll give you that. I'm behind. Can't remember if you're already addressed this. If you had to guess, what year will we see open world? I know they wanted to test map-to-map travel. If you count map-to-map travel as open world, I think that we are going to see that by next year. And then full open world, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the actual open world until launch, to be honest, because I feel like that's one of the last things they would need to worry about. But map-to-map travel is soon TM. I just saw a picture of a new Gamma container. Can you tell? It's not a new Gamma. That's the Omicron container. It'll pop up at some point here. It's going to be something that you can earn. It's not the new Gamma. It's going to be a 3x3, and then there's going to be a space, and then there's going to be a 1x3 section in it. It'll be something that you can earn. Anybody can earn in game. Do you think tasks need a rework? I don't think they need them, but they are just... I mean, they're going to get them. There's going to be tons of new tasks added, and there's going to be lots of different changes. Yeah, don't get used to how the tasks work right now. Do you think we will get QBU 88? QBU is actually... Yeah, ACR is coming. Okay, all these guns are all planned because they're all like literally in the video. They're all in hired ops, and they're all in contract wars. So yeah, all of that shit's coming, dude. So go check out my my recent Future Gun video, ! Future Guns. I agree, but that's 20% of the community of Tarkov are those hardcore players that play a lot. Sure, but I just mean if you enjoy Tarkov and you've just generally played a lot of Tarkov, it's my theory that I'm not speaking 20%. I'm speaking like 60%. So it wouldn't be day in, day out, but it would be like week in, week out, or month in, month out. The majority of the population that actually loves and plays Escape from Tarkov, I feel like, and if there was a way to measure this, you can prove me wrong or you can prove me right, whatever. I feel like they want to wipe. I feel like that majority of the community that likes Escape from Tarkov, or not likes, but loves and plays all the time, wants a wipe right now. That's my theory. Based on the economy, based on how long it's been and stuff like that. I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't have enough time to play or haven't had enough time to play recently or stuff like that don't want to wipe. I understand that completely, man. I get that. But generally speaking, it's my theory that there is a majority, however slight it might be, that, you know, likes Escape from Tarkov enough to play all the time and wants a wipe right now. That's my theory on it. I don't have those numbers or anything. It's just, like I said, it's just my theory. According to the Google machine, it's around 130 excluding peripherals. All right, so yeah, something like that. I understand the field of view stuff. I get it, but it has to do with the artwork that you see in game. Do you think when they add jamming and stuff, they will also add like a reliability stat? And yeah, it has to do with your durability, Danny boy. It's durability right now. So you take care of your weapon's going to take care of you. So you can't necessarily strip down your gun unless they make that a thing, and you can strip down your gun and clean it mid-raid. But at least you can do it out of the raid right now. So it is something that you need to pay attention to when you are in raid. And you can't be mag dumping thousands of rounds every single raid and expect your weapon to work fine at the end of it. So you have to pay attention to that. Once that feature does come in. Excuse me. I'm fine with the current max FOV, but more free look FOV like an armor or something would be nice. That would be nice. That is an amazing point. I'm not sure why they haven't done anything with that. That is an amazing point. CZU. That is a great point there. I don't know why that's not more. Good point. Good question. Good point there. When do you think we will see the loot drop-off points in their maps? Soon TM. They've already agreed that they want to see that. About the field of view in Tarkov. The field of view is vertical, so 70 field of view in Tarkov is actually closer to 100%. 100 horizontal. And what other games would usually call it? I don't know what that means. I'm going to move on. So, sorry, so what? I don't know what that means. Removing flea market equals hardcore survival aspect, back, fixed game. Okay, so when we're talking about the flea market again, there's your Omicron. That's not the new Gamma. That's something that everyone's going to be able to earn in game. And there's a quick look at how the custom rigs are going to eventually work. You're going to have those specific pouches and stuff that you can pick. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so my theory with the flea market is that it creates a problem in the game. It creates a problem with the economy in the game. And removing it will fix that problem. Just straight up removing the flea market will fix that problem. But it is not the only way to fix it. So I don't necessarily agree with just removing it. If it was like worst case scenario, there's nothing else that we could do. We tried everything else. Removing the flea market would fix that problem. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that people aren't going to need to adapt to it because it's going to be a significant change, especially from nowadays. But there were years. We played Escape from Tarkov for years without the flea market, and it played fine. And you know, generally speaking, it actually kind of played, you know, some opinions, and I'm kind of on this train myself. It kind of played better in terms of an economy because things just kind of worked out a little bit better. You just needed to figure out where to get some certain items and stuff like that. Easier access is, of course, a thing that people are going to read about because, you know, those of you that don't have enough time to play every day and stuff like that. I played the game with a full-time job. I played on weekends. I played on afternoons and stuff like that. It was just, generally speaking, my favorite game. And I knew the information. Like, I knew where to get the good stuff. I know where to get the good loot. I knew which scavs or which locations have the best enemies and where the bosses were and all that stuff before the flea market actually showed up. So removing it isn't going to be the absolute end of the world. We will be able to adapt, and I'm sure they would change some of the loot pools, and I'm sure they would make other changes past that to support that change. But I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think what they're going to do is make further changes to it and see how they can make the flea market work as is. And again, like I said, I think in terms of an economy, I think the flea market causes a problem that needs to get solved for the game. Removing it will solve that problem, but I don't think you need to. I think there's other things that you can do to fix that regarding like loot chances and maybe there's some kind of limited access to the flea market itself and stuff like that. There's other things that you can do to it. If Tarkov gets map-to-map travel and vendors that will be in-world might finally feel a bit stalker-esque with factions posting in their locations guarding their bosses and vendors. Yeah, the if is the only thing that you need to take out of that. It's when. Their in-raid traders are coming, and the map-to-map travel is at least going to be tried. With one of the first things being labs. So you're going to start in either factory or streets, and then in order to get to labs, you need to find the labs entrance on factory or streets, go into labs, do whatever you need to do on labs, leave labs to either factory or streets, and then survive either factory or streets respectively, whichever one you ended up going back to, in order to get back to your hideout and to actually do a labs run. That's the map-to-map travel that they're going to test first. So that's when. That's all planned. That's coming. At the very least, that stuff is coming. There does need to be a rework for some of the tasks. Yeah, that's all coming. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. That it's a guarantee they are going to mess with tasks and stuff. Now whether it be with the wording of the tasks or the actual content of the task is up for debate, because what they could end up doing is keeping it. So if you are a PMC and if you are a USEC and they want you to kill USECs, that theoretically, like, they could, or they could end up still doing that, but the reward is something that you are going to need to think about. So you're going to either, you're obviously going to get bad karma for doing that, but what is the other side of the reward? So what is the real reward? Do you really want that? What if it's a thick case Hell, what if you you need to go and kill a bunch of USECs as a USEC, but you get a thick case out of that. So if your karma can handle it, maybe you go and do it. But there's a lot that they haven't really answered about that stuff that I think would end up making sense. But of course, they could just go and say, if you're a USEC, then go kill bears or kill the opposite faction of PMC or whatever. They could do loads of different things, and some of them could be really interesting and some of them not so interesting. Either way, I feel like they're going to make it work because they're not idiots. They're not going to make everyone go horrible karma just for the tasks and stuff like that. So it'll make sense, trust me. What's the current ping limit they have set in game? No idea. I'm not up to date with that stuff. Sorry, Leon. Yeah, no idea. If you know who Ghost Freak is, go ask Ghost Freak about that stuff. He's super in date. He's super up to date with that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's live right now on Twitch, but Ghost Freak knows what's up with that. He has to deal with that on the daily. Early this wipe, I found my first ever red key card. Congrats, and I kind of wish I hadn't. Okay. I flew through the game so fast and haven't played it in weeks now because I have nothing to do. Yeah, that's kind of like generally speaking because there is no end game. That's if you really don't live for the PvP, you're hoping for a wipe right now. So yeah, it moved very quickly and Bitcoin didn't help that. This current wipe and stuff like that. So yeah. One Peg has a good video on Field of View and Tarkov as well as Aroctic. Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people have it explaining it. It's generally speaking though, the reasoning behind why they have it the way they have it is because, sure, brass tacks, having the 70 field of view is not realistic, but when you increase that based off how the camera system works in game, because we are looking at a screen, it's not an oval, it's a flat surface kind of a thing, how it is going to be portrayed in game, if you did get the wider field of view, is going to make the guns and your environment look like shit. So that's why they did that. So you literally go look at any crazy CS:GO player or whatever, and everything's going to be like whoop. It's just like I feel like if there was a sound effect or whatever, it would be like whoop. It's like everything's like curved around you and everything, and it looks like you're going light speed all the time, and it just doesn't look right. So they don't want that in Tarkov. What if you get in raid vendors and the flea market is also in raid at specific vendors and only for faction only? Possibly. I don't think they're going to end up doing that. There also, just to be clear here, guys, there is no if with the in-raid traders. At least one, if not a few, and actually theoretically, all of the traders could become in-raid. They've had that plan in the past. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but there absolutely will be in-raid traders. What do you mean custom rigs? Go check out my video. It's called The Biggest Change Coming to Escape from Tarkov, J-Man Web. You're going to be able to choose what pouches go on what rigs, and you're going to have armor plates that you can choose for the rigs. And they're going to have custom actual hitboxes, so what you see is what you get with the armor from then on. So, yeah, just really cool. They need to make dynamic loot instead of static. They already kind of do that. They already do that. So, it's just they're iterating on it. So it's already a thing, and they're iterating on it. There's more changes to come with the locations, with the maps, with the loot pools, with the new items, with the new vests, with everything, with the new enemies, all that stuff. Work in progress. Maybe make it so that you need a hideout upgrade to get to the fleet. Could be, because you need computer access, something like that. Do you really think? Actually, sorry, before I get on to your question here, Tried. A thing with so the access is not the problem, it's the actual use of the flea market. Once you have the flea market, it's basically game over for anyone that knows how to make money, which granted, that's not everyone, but plenty of people really have a solid way, whether it's from hatchet running or being an absolute Chad and killing everyone on the map and taking all their gear and making millions of rubles every raid. Everyone has their way of making money, and the flea market absolutely removes everything away from that equation in terms of how to get that gear as long as you have the money. That is the core problem. So simply accessing the flea market starts that problem, but it's like how do I word this? There needs to be more than that. So simply just making people level 10 and then have access to the flea market doesn't solve the problem, or didn't solve the problem, I mean. So making it so that level 15, level 20 isn't going to solve that problem either. In fact, it's going to screw over a lot of people. If anything, I'd make the changes. I'd make some changes and then lower the access to the flea market so that everyone has access to it. and see how that does, because this is going to be a work in progress. It's stuff that we need to test to actually see what happens with it, and then, go from there. Okay, so do you really think karma will impact players killing one another? Of course it will. Of course it will. Now, if you want to go really bad, and just kill everyone in sight, go for it, and then see what happens. There's nothing stopping you. It literally won't stop you until, you go absolutely nuts. We're going to have to see how much bad karma is needed in order to do the tagged and cursed and the malfunctions and stuff. Now, if you, unless they are adding weapon malfunctions, the increased weapon malfunctions or whatever in this next patch, which I haven't heard of yet, that's not going to happen. So they might do the tagged and cursed, but you're not going to have those weapon malfunctions if that feature isn't actually in the game yet with scav karma. So go nuts, see what happens. If you end up not liking it, then try to get your karma back up. But absolutely, there are features coming to the game. We've talked about this for a couple of these streams already. There are features coming to the game that make karma very useful and very interesting to actually work along with. On top of the fact that you're just going to get really cool stuff from Fence. And if you're worried about like not getting anything cool from Fence, remember guys, Fence is the guy who gives you the kappa. So he's connected. He's got some cool shit. Do you think that face shields need a little buff? I'm not sure. I know that they're already over buffed as it is, and they're not realistic as it is. So maybe not. But I'm not sure. What I was saying is that 70 field of view Tarkov is actually 100 field of view Tarkov is actually 100 field of view because they measure it different from other games. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, all I know is that they're not likely to increase the field of view anymore. Hell, they already actually did increase it. It used to be like 50 back in the day. Oh yeah, when are custom rigs coming? No dates, but it is going to be patch 13. Patch 13 right now is the expected patch for the custom rigs and armor hitboxes. Aren't you worried that in-game traders will be camped even more than a D2 extract? Just look for the people camping it. Forehead. I mean, that's kind of realistically how that's going to work. There's going to be people protecting it. Like there's supposed to be some kind of sniper scav that's protecting them. Oh, man, it's been a hot minute since I've talked about this, so I'm not fully up to date. So don't take everything I'm about to say as gospel here, guys. Even consider this speculation, even though this is going to be. I'll consider this well-informed speculation because it's been so long since I've been paying attention to this stuff. I think what's going to happen with the in-raid trader is that there's a sniper scav boss that's like watching over him or something like that, or he's going to be some kind of quote-unquote safe zone that you could totally just shoot at people if you want, but it's going to be like ridiculously difficult to actually get them. Like I said, well-informed speculation with that. That's the last thing I heard. Past the fact that there is going to be an in-raid trader and that he's going to have some kind of security with him, we'll have to see what happens past that. But I think there's supposed to be some kind of sniper scav boss or something that covers him. But of course, there's going to be people camping. There's going to be people that are doing that. You're going to need to be secure. Maybe bring some buddies with you. To be honest, the best Tarkov experience is those first 10 levels running kits I killed for stuff duct taped together. There's like, yeah, I am on that train. I like every aspect of Tarkov, but I do really enjoy that. I do really enjoy that gameplay. I do, generally speaking, like the mid game more than the late game. And that's not the early game either, like the mid game. Level 3, everyone's like level 3s are actually somewhat useful still and stuff like that. Like that kind of middle game. Do raiders count as scavs for scav karma? No idea. We'll have to wait and see. When, if ever, will we see daily tasks? We are. That's planned. Daily tasks are coming. Weekly tasks are coming. I have no idea why it's taking this long, because this was talked about like about this time last year. So I don't know what's going on with those. Do you think that VoIP will be 12.11 or later? It's going to be later. As of right now, it's going to be later. They haven't said anything about VoIP. I wish it was coming with scav karma because it makes sense to be with scav karma, but they haven't said anything about VoIP with 12.11. Excuse me. I gotta take a sip here because I'm already starting to lose my voice a little bit. Ideas of getting cosmetic animations, like different ways of holding grips, C-clamps. Depending on the grip, that should already happen. I know we're getting like a side clamp thing grip. I'm gonna real quickly see if I can pull that up, but like stuff like that is coming. Let me see if I can real quickly find that. Boop 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 boop. Is it in this folder? I don't see it. I feel like it should be in this folder though. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, there are a bunch of like crazy like side grips and stuff coming. It's not in this folder. I gotta reorganize my my picks here. Desktop. That's not it. Picks and stuff. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's really not that exciting, so I'm not gonna spend too long looking for this, but I'm just gonna scroll through, see if I can find it. Yeah, there's loads of stuff coming like that. I am determined to find this fucking grip though, because it is kind of weird that it doesn't go on the bottom. It goes on like the side. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about here, but I don't see it. I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere, but I don't know. Beep, 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 beep. All right. As you guys can imagine, I have a shit ton of pictures for Tarkov and stuff like that. All right, I can't find it. It's literally a grip that goes on the side of the rail, not the bottom, and you have to like you like grip it like a how would you grip that? You have to grip it like it's like a joystick almost, and it's on the side. I forget what it's called or anything like that, but it's weird looking. And that's coming. So I'm sure there's gonna be weird stuff like that all the time. Oh, not to mention also with the rails and everything, there is going to be a time where you can put anything that you want up and down anywhere you want up and down rails too. They're planning that. Here's an idea for karma. If you kill a member of your faction, you lose some karma, but you will lose much more if you loot him. That would be super tough to to code. So we'll see what ends up happening with karma. We don't have specifics like that, but we did talk about something similar to that the other day with unconscious states and buddy healing, being able to bring them up so that you don't actually kill them. So that would be an interesting thing to check out. So check out the uses of karma if you want to learn more about that. RJAR, we talked about that. When they're going to launch patch 13 later this year, it'll probably be fall. That's probably going to be our next wipe. So we are waiting currently. Like I said, let's say that 12.11 is going to be a wipe, because I think it's going to be a wipe. 12.11 is going to drop sometime this month, and it ends up being a wipe. That makes, you know, a bit of a 5-6-ish month span between that and the next wipe. And so this fall into winter-ish, we could be seeing patch 13. That's streets, that's the custom rigs, and that's probably our next wipe. Do you think in-raid traders will be killable? That is an amazing question. I don't see why they wouldn't be. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Although, other than that, it doesn't really make sense for them to come back to life now. Although we kill Killa all the time, and he comes back to life. So I don't know. I don't see why not. It feels like, and it's gonna have some kind of like significant repercussions if you do that. Like there's gonna be like really bad rep if you do that. It feels like they're not much to a mid game to Tarkov right now. There's not much of any kind of game to Tarkov right now. It's just we're purely testing economy and features and stuff like that. Doesn't really exist, especially the late game. Late game doesn't really exist. About karma and identifying USEC Bear, could we have automatic voice lines for noisy actions? No idea. Also, the way that you worded that question, it makes me think that you think I'm a dev, and I'm not. So that's a question for BSG. I don't know. VoIP is going to be a big changer for that, I would think. Also, the broken English bears. Broken English voice lines for bears. Just wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your day to answer questions like, no, that's what I'm here to do, man. This is what I'm here to do. Gonna be back tomorrow for 9 to 10 a.m. And if you guys can't tell, I fucking love this stuff because I'm able to talk about it for like 1 hour straight without stopping. Hell, I could do it until I lose my voice. And I have done it until I lose my voice before. So I love Tarkov. I love talking about it. I can do this until I lose my voice. It does it on Magpool MOE. I'm assuming you mean that grip. C-clamp grip is a different way of holding the... No, I know what a C-clamp is. I get that. I think it's planned. Riker fist grip. That sounds familiar. I feel like that's it. But I couldn't find the picture for it. Are you of the opinion that too many players have bought into this game based on what it is now and not what it is planned to be. Seems like a lot of players aren't aware of open world. Yes, I am very much of that opinion, and thankfully it's true, because I wouldn't have a channel right now if it wasn't. Literally everything is me trying to inform people of what is supposed to happen so that they don't get blindsided. This isn't the, like, when I talk about karma, when I talk about like the weight changes back in the day and the medical animations and stuff like that, this isn't me wanting this stuff in the game. This is me trying to tell you guys that this shit is coming. This is the plan. Like, heads up, if you like the game, you better be able to adapt to this stuff because it is coming. Like, that's the way that I see it with this stuff. So it's kind of weird when people say like, oh, that's fucking stupid. It's like, okay, but it's still coming. Like, it's still a thing. But yeah. Have a lovely rest of the Saturday and weekend overall. Yep, take it easy, Jan. As far as Lighthouse goes, what are your expectations or desires for the map? I don't really have any expectations other than it'll be interesting to have some new landscape for us to explore. Desires for the map, same kind of thing. It's just nice. It's going to be nice to have some new landscape. And past that, I think there's supposed to be the first iteration of some kind of tutorial system or something happening there. But we haven't had that confirmed. Hell, we haven't even seen any pictures of Lighthouse. The only thing that we have to go off of is the description from the map, and then also if we want to take anything from Hired Ops. So Lighthouse is a map in Hired Ops. And I so beyond doubt that the scale is going to be similar, or that even the structure of the map is going to be very similar. I guarantee there's going to be some likeness somewhere to it, maybe in the shape or maybe of how it's laid out or something like that. But there's going to be so much different to it. I guarantee there's going to be so much different from that map. So that's really all I have on Lighthouse right now. Hopefully we'll see something soon about it. Do you think that scavs will be able to use in-raid traders? Probably not. I don't think that makes sense with lore, so probably not. What, did I miss any big news this episode? Not necessarily. I have a video that's going to be coming out later today or tomorrow, talking about, generally speaking, just everything. But generally speaking, given some dates and some stuff that we learned about future tournaments and stuff, and the fact that we have that confirmation that 12.10.x, which was the Unity 19 update, was pushed into 12.11, I'm more confident than ever that 12.11 is going to be a wipe. Still just a theory or whatever, but I'm very confident that 12.11 is going to be a wipe, and that's just me. Do you think the riot shield would fit in Tarkov? It's not, forget fitting, like, it's going to be coming to Escape from Tarkov, but whether we're going to be able to use it as a PMC is a different question, because I think the plan right now is that it's going to be for a scav boss, and I don't know if we're going to be able to pick it up and use it or not. I think the grip you're talking about is on the Tarkov Instagram. It would be. It would be on the Twitter and the Instagram. I was looking through a folder of those saved pictures from the Twitter and the Instagram over the years, and I couldn't find it because there's so many in there. But it's literally on like the side of the handguard. It's not like where grips normally go. It's weird. Do you think about flea market being an in-game thing only? It would make it less accessible and less used. So the accessibility of it, sure, if we really lower it that much, that would have an effect. But it's just that that could end up working. Now that I think about it, that could end up working because it would have to be for both selling and buying. When I said that first sentence a second ago, I was just thinking about buying. But of course, if you wanted to put something up there, you would also have to bring that item with you to put it up there. So that is interesting. I don't think they'll do it. But it is an interesting thing, and I hope they actually test, actually. We'll see what ends up happening with that. A lot of people are going to be really pissed about that, if that ends up happening. A lot of people are going to be really pissed about that. What do you expect from the story quests? I think Nikita said there are some of them coming soon. They are. They've been coming soon for a while now, actually. He's had the lore planned out. In terms of expectation, I think there's going to be a really interesting story that a lot of people are not ready for in terms of like how we should kind of shape ourselves as human beings to work and not want to kill everybody in sight. I think there's some big changes with that coming up to make us not want to kill each other all the time and actually fight against what is supposed to be the main enemy, which is like scavs and scav bosses and stuff, but we'll see. Also, I get that USEC is supposed to be a bad guy, but I think there's going to be ways that we work together. Like, I don't know, the Raid series where it literally depicted what exactly the lore is supposed to be about, which is a bear and a USEC ending up working together. I think that's going to pretty much play out exactly, and almost exactly, because Nikita himself directed that, and he wrote all that. So I think that's going to be played out in the lore of Escape from Tarkov to the point where like we play that kind of that progression kind of set up there. If there were going to be one thing you could add to the vision of what Nikita has for the game, what would it be? Interesting. It would probably involve movement. If we could get, because think of it, what always ends up happening is people understand what the limitations of a map are, so you always end up getting stuck in a room or on a roof or something like that. If there was one thing that I would really add that I don't think they're adding, but they have talked about this in the past, however, I don't think they're going to add it. At least I don't think they're currently planning on adding stuff like this, is I wish that we had, why am I blanking on these? Grappling hooks. Grappling hooks and working rope. So any of you guys that use advanced movement animations in Arma know that there's grappling hooks and there's things that you can do to rappel down from roofs and stuff like that. I wish that all windows were able to be maneuverable, like you could break them and then move through them. And then I also wish that there was a grappling hook or some kind of rope that you could set up so that you could then get down from roofs in a way that people aren't thinking of and stuff like that. So yeah, if there was one crazy thing or whatever, I would say grappling hooks and ropes, so that it just makes you easier or more options for movement. Do you think that Tarkov devs will add spotter scope? Like, I don't know about spotter because you're not going to have any kind of UI that pops up for you, but the range finders and stuff are planned. Do you think they will keep changing thermals to make them worse? They're not going to make them worse, but there are more thermals coming, and they're going to start being more useful. Actually, funny thing, yesterday I saw a clip. Let me see if I can pull that up. I should be able to easily pull this up. Check this shit out from yesterday. I found this clip of this new generation of NVGs that the U.S. Army's using, and Battlestate actually liked it. So check this out. So they ended up liking this post, and look at what the post is. Look at this shit, dude. That's real. That's a setting for NVGs that the U.S. Army is using right now. That looks like some kind of fucking neon shit out of a video game. And that's real. That's like some kind of new NVG system or something like that. And I liked it, and I sent it to, or I added Battlestate Games, and they liked it. So I'm not saying that means it's confirmed for the game or nothing, but hey, they know about it. And that's real. That's a real thing. So yeah. And they fucking liked it. So just an interesting thing there. There's going to be more crazier stuff coming with that. That looks like some crazy shit. That looks like some unbelievable shit. But that's real. Tactical ladder confirmed. Yeah, that would be cool. I know that ladders are going to be working in the future. The real color MVGs, yeah, I've seen those. Those are cool. And someone commented about that, and they said that is the same thing that we just saw. Also has that setting or whatever, and you can actually see a bit of it on the edges of that video. But Jack, if you go over to my Twitter, you'll find it. Actually, any of you guys, if you want to go find that yourself, you can go over to my Twitter and you'll see it. It's one of my most recent things. It was like literally from yesterday. So yeah, working ladders are coming. I just don't know about tactical ladder. What do you think of this? The profile that wipes is the game. The profile that wipes is the game as. I'm assuming you mean as it is. The profile that wipes is the game as it is. The profile that doesn't wipe is story mode where karma matters and stim. It's not that. That's not the plan right now. It's supposed to be and all that stuff. Like, it's like I like that you're theory crafting. It's good for the future of the game to be theory crafting and coming up with like crazy ideas and stuff like that. But where that kind of thing is going, I don't think it's planned to work that way. You're going to have persistent servers and non-persistent servers, and then 2 accounts on each. So you're going to have the persistent server with your USEC and your bear separate on the persistent server, which is all then separate from the non-persistent servers with your bear and your USEC. So theoretically, that's like 4 different accounts. The Instagram post with the grip you were talking about is from November and has a red dot sight as the first picture. Yeah, I'll I don't want to put any extra, since we're actually over time right now. I don't want to put anything extra into finding that stupid grip. but it's just different. It's weird. It goes on like the side of the handguard. I'll see if I can find it for yesterday. I have it somewhere. Anyway, guys, it's seen the real color RPGs. Yep, and lightning round because we're over an hour here. The real question is the current head-mounted thermals are 10 meter, 10M. How much are they going to charge? 10 million. Oh, right. In game, yeah, that's all economy-based stuff right now. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Do thermals have limited range? I thought they made it so they didn't. In game, there was a bug where they did not have a limited range, and then they fixed it because that's a balance thing. They want that as a balance thing. They don't want thermals to actually act realistic, because if they did act realistic, they would be absolutely fucking insane. It'd be super clear, and you could see super well for like super far. At least some of them. But anyway, guys, that is actually going to do it for today, guys, because I keep these to about an hour. Any extra questions or anything that you might have is going to be, there is going to be a VOD going up, so you can chuck those into the comment section of that VOD. But other than that, I will be back at 9 a.m. Eastern United States time tomorrow, as usual, with another topic for us to talk about tomorrow, and then have the Q&A basically just go about to everything Tarkov in general afterwards. So again, guys, thank you very much for hanging out. If you need the latest Escape from Tarkov news, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this cast and you like what I'm doing here, feel free to leave a like, or please leave a like, and then also the comments help too. But you guys have been here sitting here chit-chatting away anyway. And I have some videos planned. We got some good videos coming up, and part of the video that I have either coming today or tomorrow is going to explain some changes coming. We've got the membership stuff that's going to be coming for the channel, and there's going to be some new stuff coming with the membership stuff. And then also, guys, I have accepted my first sponsored content. So I'm going to talk about that in the video. And then just generally speaking, is like, thanks again, Jack Donovan. Appreciate you. Appreciate it for the $5 there too. And that kind of fits into it too.
Microwave.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Just as a lifestyle, there was a lot that I was trying to do without having to get sponsors and without having to worry about money too much with this channel. But that stuff needs to change. It's been now over a year, and in order for me to like actually have a living and actually live my life, there needs to be a little bit more money coming in. So like I said, there's going to be some sponsor content coming up, and I'll talk about that in my video coming up. But I'll tell you guys right now, you will never, ever see anything that blocks you from my no BS content. So if there's going to be like a breaking news, if they're talking about a patch, if it's shit that you want to know quickly and right in front of you right now, you will never see sponsor content with that. What is going to happen with the sponsor content is it's going to be like my info dump videos. So currently the plan right now is it's going to be future Tarkov stuff. So stuff that you don't absolutely need to know in the next 10 minutes, but it's just generally going to be good information. That will be the kind of thing that I'll have sponsor content for. And it's going to be able to help the channel out significantly, because just having 2 of these sponsored videos makes me not really have to worry about views or have to worry about any of that shit for an entire month. And it can keep me doing the kind of stuff that you guys are used to with the channel, along with the membership stuff. And I'm just genuinely just trying to keep it out of your hands as much as possible and keep the content flowing that you guys are used to. And this stuff's going to be able to help with that. So I'm going to be talking about that more with today's video, with the memberships, the sponsor content, and then also we're going to talk about the Victory Day stuff and pretty much just everything we talked about in today's stream. So again, guys, do you have a direct donation? So don't worry about that right now. I'm good, guys. Don't worry about it. It's we gotta wrap this up because I gotta keep this to about an hour. Go check out that video. If you got more questions, leave in the VOD. Other than that, guys, thank you guys very much for hanging out. I love you, and I hope you have a nice day. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.